So here we go, guys. This is going to be another interesting review. I've been shooting a lot of Tudors on the channel lately, but one model that I've definitely overlooked with all my love towards the Black Bay is the Pelagos, or Pelagos, however you want to pronounce it. And as you can see here, I actually have kind of a match set. This is interesting. I get to see not only the regular Pelagos in my right wrist, I also get to see the rare left-handed version with a nice red text on it as well, which I'll be honest and say I didn't even really know existed. But of course you can see there's also a different color to the lume. So you got a lefty, you got a righty, you got plenty of options here. But this is, a watch that I've been a little overdue in showing some love with. And so let's do a quick little review on both of these, and I'll just kind of go back and forth between them since they are basically the same watch with a couple different features. But the Pelagos is a level above the Black Bay in terms of diving performance. These watches are able to go to a much greater depth, and part of that is because they have this helium escape valve built into the case, similar to what you would see on, say, a Rolex Sea Dweller. So what that valve is going to give you is actually performance up to 500 meters, which is about 1,640 feet, something like that. Basically, that's going to get you, over 2.5 times basically the depth rating of your traditional Black Bay. Not that you'd ever need that, but of course it's cool, and bragging rights are always fun, and I think watches that have a helium escape valve on them too are just kind of really cool. As it is a Tudor, of course, you do get those old school style snowflake hands, which I do really like. We zoom in here. This guy, of course, comes equipped with a matte black dial, which I think is nice, and you definitely get that really cool contrast with the white and the black on there. If you look at the left-handed version, you get kind of a more old school color to the lume. You get the red on the Pelagos, you get the red font on the date on 16, and again, a slightly different kind of contrast. So definitely two different flavors, very similar, but also a little bit different, and something for everyone. So this is also, as a newer Tudor, going to be featuring an in-house movement, and as such, it comes equipped with some pretty spectacular specs. So, but you can tell immediately by the smooth sweep is a 28,800 beat per hour smooth tick at the second hand there, which is something that is always nice to see. You're also going to get a 70-hour power reserve, which is very high. Nowadays, this is becoming more common, but for many years, 40 hours, 50 hours is kind of the end of the world on power reserve. But now, 70 hours is pretty impressive, and it's definitely something that means you could take the watch off on a Friday, play around with different stuff on the weekends, pick it back up on Monday morning, and it would still keep running, which is really nice. The lume on these things is also wonderful. I apologize, I'm not in a place where I can really show it to you, but trust me, this thing glows in the dark very well. And not only would that come in handy underwater, of course, but it's also nice when you're walking around your house late at night or going for a walk at night. In general, you can still read your watch and get a sense of what's going on. As it is a dive watch, of course, you do get these nice diver style bezels, and since I've been given the normal version a lot of love, let's go ahead and take a look at the lefty. So they're both the same type of bezel, and they both have this lovely coin edge to them, which is a real pleasure to grip. And of course, they are unidirectional, so you can turn them one way. So you can go ahead and turn them to the left, and what you want to do, as I always mention, is line up your little triangle with your luminous dot to your minute hand, so as time goes by, you can keep track of your elapsed time. So it's great for timing anything you'd ever really want to time. Of course, you could use it for diving to track your time underwater or your remaining air time, but you also could use it for just tracking everything in day-to-day life, or how much time you have till your next meeting. I mean, whatever you want to do with it, but it is a very solid action. I don't know if you can hear it here, but it just sounds great as you move it. And yeah, it feels great to move. And thinking of other great details, I love how the markers are kind of submerged in the dial. You can see there's kind of like cutouts in the dial itself, and then the markers kind of are in these little valleys within the dial. That kind of architecture, I think, is a little bit visually interesting, and I definitely appreciate it. And of course, as it's part of the Rolex family, you get the traditional, very crisp, clear-looking lettering to it. Moving around the watch, you do get a Tudor marked crown. This watch, by the way, is 42 millimeters. Go ahead and unscrew it. And first position is winding. Second position will change your date. And third position, second hand stops for hacking, and you can go ahead and set the time. So we'll do the traditional 10 to 2 so you guys can see the full scope of the dial here. And it is, of course, screw down, which is good because, again, you want that watertight seal to be active, so when you screw the crown in, you can go jump in the pool or jump in the shower with it, not worry about any sort of water penetration. It does come equipped on a unique kind of bracelet for Rolex. It's definitely not their traditional oyster style bracelet. It does have some nice screw in and screw out links. It actually kind of reminds me a little bit more of an Omega bracelet, but it's definitely very fluid, very comfortable to wear. And it comes equipped on a very nice clasp, which is slide adjustable for fit, and does have a safety and a deployment here. Marked Tudor, very nicely made. And there is also down here a diver's extension and the ability again to adjust it. It's a very, very nice system. That's actually for your diver's extension there. So overall guys, a really, really nice watch. The case back is just a generic marked case back. Rolex does, they're not into that whole see-through case back game just yet, but we'll go ahead and throw one of these on the wrist. We'll go ahead and get back to the standard one over here. Let me go ahead and throw this one on. My left wrist. And so on my just under 7-inch wrist, it definitely has a strong presence there, and I really like it, as I like all current Tudors. And that says a lot because, to be honest, Tudor for me never did anything for me for most of their history. But the new ones definitely have a unique architecture to them, build quality's top notch. They're backed by Rolex in-house movements. I'd have a very hard time choosing an Omega or Breitling for similar money, or especially, or like a Tag Heuer, especially over a Tudor. To me, this is kind of the best value out there in the watch market right now these days, is Tudor, as Rolex continues to move more up market. So if you like the idea of the Black Bay, but you want something a little bit more modern in style, and you want something with a little bit of a deeper depth rating, and you like something a little bit more professional with the helium escape valve, then the Pelagos may be a good choice for you. So well, let's say, guys, let's go ahead and we'll jump back. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that review of the Tudor Pelagos, or Pelagos, however you guys want to pronounce it. Very long overdue review, and I've really, really, really enjoyed reviewing these latest Tudors. I didn't really care much about Tudor for the longest time, but I really, really, really am a huge fan of their current lineup. I think the quality is there, I think the value for the money is there, and frankly, I basically like every watch in their current lineup, and this watch is no exception. I would say I'm probably more of a fan of the Black Bay, but I definitely appreciate the look of this watch. I appreciate that it's something unique. And frankly, like I said, the quality is outstanding. Actually, I think it's better than the watch I'm wearing right now, which, customary wristwatch check, wearing my vintage 25-3180 Bond Omega Seamaster Professional. This is a nice watch, don't get me wrong, but the Pelagos has an in-house movement and a better quality bracelet than this watch with screw-out links. And it just shows how far the industry has come. So all that said, guys, I'll keep this short. Really hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you guys catch me on my latest videos. And as always, let me know what you guys think down below. I read those comments. I appreciate those comments. You guys correct me on stuff I get wrong. You guys tip me off on stuff that I didn't know was out there. I'm always learning, and I really like hearing your feedback. So again, thanks so much. Please leave that feedback below. Thanks again to Bernard Watch. If you like these watches, they are for sale at bernardwatch.com. And as always, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm just about to hit 25,000 subscribers too, which thank you guys so much. That's incredible. So take care. See you guys real soon on the next video.